Do you have any goals coming into 2021, or even maybe not anything
Um,
timely?
I as far as goals go, it's sort of hard in terms of my running goals because um I'm just in such a different place than I was, this time last year. Like I was pregnant and I'm smashing my time goals and things because I from last year because I just am not, 7 months pregnant, when I'm trying to do it. But um I one of my big goals is I really want to. I've started lifting weights a little bit more. I'd like to um, try to do several times a week to try to increase my muscle mass and my strength and stuff. Because I noticed when I was doing a lot of the boxing, I really my upper body was a lot stronger, but I wasn't doing any specific lifting, so that I was really not getting, I was not getting that full body effect and core strength and stuff like that. So I think improving my strength would be a goal that I have. As far as my goals for races and whatnot, I would love to be able. I mean, my friend Tina and I have competed in quite a few of those Spartan races that are like the obstacle races, and those are really challenging. You need to be good at a lot of things that I wasn't. So I was like before I had Eva, I was training for that, like with pull-ups. There's a lot of hand strength, upper body strength, things that I just wasn't typically good at, that I was training at, and I would like to run one of those again and be able to do every obstacle, which um, I've only ever been able to do once recently, right? Not recently, but the most recent race I had in Colorado, and that was uh, not this past August, but the August before, before all this stuff happened. So anyway, the point is, I'd like to do that again, but that's really dependent on whether or not things open up, next summer. But I'd ideally like to do another race next summer and feel good about it and feel strong. So that's kind of my way to work toward that, is just building my strength in the interim. Decrease the amount of I've ever since I started breastfeeding, I've been putting on body fat, and I want to decrease that eventually, but that's going to have to wait until um, at least either when Eva's a year old or when she weans herself, or so whatever comes first. So that, because when you're breastfeeding, I didn't really learn a lot about this until after, but your body wants to keep on a certain amount of body fat, particularly around your arms and your upper body. But if you don't, your production will go way down, and because your body thinks it's like that doesn't have enough resources for the baby. So I've had to reframe what my goals are after having her in light of that, because I'm still, supporting her health with my body, even though she's not inside me anymore. So I've
So
shaped,
interesting.
yeah, it shaped my goals, because it's like you have to be really cognizant of those things, and taking vitamins and drinking enough water, which is good for me, but you have to just slam water because your body, especially when I was in Arizona recently, it's very dry. You have to be really aware of it, because your body will respond to not having enough water. And, I mean, there's always options. There's always formula, and we've had to supplement with that. But, it's just a different thing to think about. And I've never obviously done it before. So trying to give myself space to be active, but not expect to push my body too hard, because I don't want to negatively impact her. But I mean, she's 8 months old now, so we're getting pretty close anyway.
True, true. As now a mom, a mommy to a young little girl, um, how do you plan to like cultivate her actively?
That's a great question. It's something, having a child makes you think a lot about the things that you experienced growing up, and the things that you liked and didn't like, and what you definitely don't want to bring forward into family your family that you create, or your family culture. But there are things that you do want to bring forward into your family culture. And one of the things that I do like about the way that we were raised was, my mom prioritized exercise and fitness for herself. It was something that she needed to do for her own mental health. And I have been around families where that isn't, when we have family gatherings, it's like everybody's got to get their run in for the day, or everybody's going to get their workout in, and that's sort of expected. But when I've been around other people, they sort of think that's, oh, you have to run today, you have to do that. So that's just our thing. We have to, it's like getting up and having coffee and doing, and so I think that sort of, it to me, I don't feel like it's, and it's something that my partner, Eva's father, also admires, but that wasn't a part of his family culture growing up. So I think for me, I think about, then I start to think about how did that get instilled in me? And I just think, my mom was prioritizing that for herself, making sure she had time for it. And yes, she might have had to adjust it like I do. Like I might have to go work out at 6 a.m. because I've got to go to work after, and then Eva's sleeping at 6 a.m. So that might not be my ideal workout time, but I'll do it because that's when I can get it in. So I think seeing her watch me prioritize myself and my time will show her that that's something that it's important for her to prioritize. And I definitely want to also have her try some sports. I'm not going to force her to do something she doesn't want to do, but certain things, I think there's so many opportunities out there, especially around here, for a lot of different sports that I just didn't know about, like jujitsu being one of them. Growing up, I didn't know anything about that. I mean, a lot of kids here play lacrosse. There's the ski hill. Like, I mean, hopefully she picks a cheaper hobby than skiing, but like if she wants to ski, that's there for her.
Right.
I feel like that watching us and her dad, I mean, what he does right now for a profession is, he's a UFC fighter. Eventually he's not going to be doing that as a profession, but he'll probably own a gym or have some sort of profession that's related to fitness. So I think that'll also give her an exposure to that life and those values. So I'm hoping that that's enough. Maybe her way of rebelling will be not to be interested in any of it, in which case that's fine, but at least she'll see us, making that a priority in life. And I always will. And that's one thing that I've always tried to do for myself, is at least have some time out of the day that's me time, that I get to exercise. And I think that can't help but make an impact on her. At least.
Yeah, no, that sounds excellent. Like an excellent idea and thought process. So that's pretty cool. I'm sure she'll find that very motivating.
Yeah, well, she goes, and she might have memories of running with me, because my family got me this awesome running stroller for Christmas before she was born. And I mean, I take her out. I mean, now not so much. When we had a little bit warmer weather in Michigan, I took her for a run, but when I was in Arizona, I would run with her every day. And yeah, she's only 8 months old, but that stroller will fit her until she's like 5. So she'll probably have some memories running with me and, going with me. And I think that'll be pretty cool for her. The underlying message too is making time for what's important to her, and that she's got to take time for herself too, because that's what exercise is for me. Whether that's what it is to her or not, I think that's valuable